is Super MC Gamer from ZNN, the Zeldathon News Network, and I am excited to once again welcome you to the Zeldathon presidential election. The position of Zeldathon President is known and far and wide to have very few powers, but we still need to award it to someone. And for that, we are ready to meet our candidates. Could I please have the camp from the Kortraction campaign please come forth? This is Kortraction and campaign manager. Hello.
Yes. Court to the left,
Court over here, court over here. Hey.
Court.
Kortraction. Hey, court.
Do we look nice and handsome? Look nice.
Kiss a baby.
Court over here.
All right.
Can we get a shot for the
Thank you.
Lips, dude.
And now we shall meet from the opposing campaign, the Hipster Harbinger campaign and campaign manager.
Hipster, over here.
Over here. Together, you and I read the front page.
How do you respond to the allegations?
Over here, please. Over here. Mr. Smith, over here. And floor, over here. Okay. Now, it's my great honor to welcome you to the election. I hope we have a nice, clean race. Where's your campaign manager?
He's right here.
No.
Temporarily.
Who?
Unfortunately, Smoople could not make it for reasons I would not like to explain. But
Candidate Kortraction, does that mean there's any scandals involved with your
We will not be taking questions at this time.
No
Thank you.
I just want allegations about
Now, I'd like for the candidates to please shake hands before we begin. Each candidate will be giving an opening speech. Okay.
It's all right, buddy.
After which, we will have our analysts come on stage to analyze. All right, so as you know, we have a lot of issues plaguing Zeldathon at the moment. Everybody's been, everybody wants to know what the position of Zeldathon President is. Also, everybody's been wondering about Baja Blast. Why does it only come in the summer, or does it go afterwards? We have these teams, and why are we doing it?
We want multicam.
Metal is still trapped in Twitterverse.
Hashtag free metal.
How do we free metal? And lastly, Eric. So, I believe the Kortraction campaign, would you like to begin? You won the coin flip just off camera, and you wish to go first, correct?
yes,
All right.
that is correct.
All right, so everybody, I give you candidate Kortraction.
People of Zeldathon, I am Kortraction. I am here to say that I hope to be your future Hokage for the next 2 years. One of the problems that I've been seeing lately, Baja Blast. This is a huge issue that's been running in this country for many, many years now. Why? Why is it only available for a limited time only in stores? Why do we have to go all the way to Taco Bell just to get Baja Blast at certain times of the year? Me, this really makes me angry. So, I'm going to be talking with Mountain Dew to make sure that Baja Blast will stay in stores.
You lie!
Year round.
You lie! No shoot! Security!
I'll get him.
You lie! You lie! Don't tase me! Don't tase me! I'm being detained!
Another issue that I'd like to bring up. Eric Nauman. Pop-Tart Gamer.
Big problem.
Eric. Eric. You really need to trim your mustache, man. It's getting a little out of hand, and I'd like to make sure I will help you out with this. We need to fix up that mustache of yours.
Yes. Eric.
Another thing, I literally just thought of this moments before I walked up here. Lately I've noticed there's been a trend of dabbing.
He speaks of dab.
They are not going to be illegal. However, in order to dab legally in the Zeldathon stream room, you are required to dab like this. Any other way other than that will be illegal and you will be detained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boo.
And the last thing I'd like to say, you may have noticed that I did not say, if I do win this election, I won't be your president. I will be your Hokage. So I'd like to announce that if I do win this election, the name of president will be rebranded to Hokage of Zeldathon.
Believe it, yes!
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for dishonoring the election with rebranding. Anyway, that is a non-biased issue that I'd like to bring up at another time. And now, from the Hipster Harbinger party, Hipster Harbinger.
Yay. I'm sorry.
This is a biased election. I would like to. Yeah, not giving my client appreciation.
I'm Hipster Harbinger, and I'd just like to say, I can't believe what I just saw. This man comes in here, campaigning for president of Zeldathon, and just disrespects this entire institution. And have you seen his jutsus? Completely weak jutsus. It is my time to talk. You had your chance.
Please hold.
While he was over here memeing it up, I was in the trenches fighting the Korok versus Titus wars. I was there for the underdog, and I'll be there for you. I'm not going to be memeing it up unless it means that there's an underdog that I'm protecting, and I will be there for you. Speaking of, our friend, Metal Ninja Wolf, being held hostage by Twitter. We need to free him now. I will go to Twitter HQ and talk to the CEO and get him out.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have something that we can agree on, a Baja Blast. The people love it. Why is it not year-round? Why is it not available to everyone? I will also go to Mountain Dew HQ and get you Baja Blast.
I would like to bring something to the table. I don't know if this is brought to your attention, but we have a serious problem we can talk about here. I found this, and if you might notice that there's something wrong with this. Do you know what's wrong with this picture?
We need more gaff tape.
Yes, this is my man.
There's a severe lack of gaff tape. Where did it go? Why did we not have more?
We
need more. Let's get this gaff tape.
For more gaff.
All meme lords are stealing our gaff tape.
The meme lords are stealing our gaff tape.
Coming to our marathon.
Using them for their jutsus.
Save that for the ring.
What?
Yes, from the crowd. Questions from the crowd? No, I don't know. We're being directed.
Also, I have someone that I already have supporting my nomination.
Oh.
You all know him. You all love him. Shadow Temple.
Sell out.
Thank you. Can someone please do something about that man?
I'm Shadow Temple, and I approve this message.
Hipster, let's go.
I appreciate your time, and I know on election day you'll make the right choice.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you to both of our candidates. It's a great pleasure to be here once again. And honestly, I think we have two of the best candidates I could have found from the attendance list. And now I'd like to bring in for a short 5-minute analysis Chief Analyst, Zachary Teep, and Assistant Analysis, Penny Starr.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on our Z-Span coverage of this presidential election live. I'm Zach Teep, joined by Penny Starr. It is a joy to have you here. Obviously, we want nothing but the most expert coverage, and that is why we have brought in Penny. She is British. They don't even have a president there. So obviously, we'll be finding nothing but the most qualified expert analysis here on this content stream. So,
Thank you.
yes, absolutely. What a joy to have you. Early on, we have had some, from Kortraction, deep, incisive, powerful, yet controversial statements early on. Definitely not what you expect from someone kicking off a campaign.
Very, very, very bold statements indeed. I did notice there was no mention of metal in
Right.
his speech, though.
Right.
Which did intrigue me.
Right, very interesting. You can see Kortraction early on attempting to establish himself as the Hokage of Zeldathon. But is he a Hokage for himself or is he a Hokage for the people? That is the question people are trying to ask. However, what I do note is that although he did not mention metal, he did mention the great scourge that is plaguing us currently. And yes, that is Eric. Eric, early on. Eric's mustache, his jet black mustache. Some in the media have taken to calling it the new Black Plague. But Eric has worked hard to establish his mustache as a part of his character, but some are not taking well to it, and Kortraction definitely making some incisive statements on the Eric stance. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think there is one question I think we all need to know, and by everyone I mean me. What is Baja Blast?
Baja Blast, obviously. So that is another issue
This
that
is
Baja Blast
a
is
foreign
facing.
concept.
Right, and I think that does speak to the issue that both candidates were trying to get at. Baja Blast being only available seasonally and not available year-round means that you, a distinguished expert, did not even have awareness of its existence. Certainly something both candidates are trying to attack, and we'll see if increased awareness can result in that in the future. However, Hipster Harbinger definitely taking a less dramatic stance, definitely taking a less incisive chance, looking to use less controversy and instead appeal to the greater populace. How do you think that will have an effect?
Well, I mean, he was very, very tall on his, he was very,
Yes, using the genetic advantage of his tallness, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
which, someone who does not have that, I can definitely.
Well, we haven't had a
appreciate
president.
that.
We haven't had a president under 5'5" since James Madison in the 1790s. So definitely, history is on the side of taller candidates. If you are over 5'5", you have a distinctly better chance of getting elected as president. And Hipster Harbinger use that to his advantage. Kortraction is also tall, but he is not as tall as Hipster Harbinger, and the people might see that, and that might be interesting to them.
And he did not have his campaign manager with him today.
Very surprising, which might be why some could say, some in the media are saying Kortraction went off the rails a little bit, and perhaps that's because his campaign manager was an inanimate object and was not able to reel him in a little bit better. Definitely inanimate objects, unless they are a fishing reel, are not very good at reeling, and therefore he is obviously struggling with that. We'll see if he can do better going forward, Penny.
Yeah, I think we just have to see what the exit polls say. I think it's very close at this point. It's too early to tell.
Absolutely. Definitely both candidates making a strong impression early on, and we'll be back with more later on. Thank you so much for watching Z-Span. I'm Zach Teep. This is Penny Starr, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you all, everyone, for joining us. This has been our extended ZNN/Z-Span coverage. We've collaborated. Welcome to the second moment of the big Zeldathon presidential election. Today is the debate. Today, our candidates will go head to head on the hottest issues that everybody wants to find out. Following which, we will have analysts from our pro analysts who are here waiting in the wings. Anyways, but today, we need to, of course, begin in the way of tradition. So I'd like to welcome our very own Zeldathon presidential band for the playing of the anthem.
Hey, let's go, girls!
And march.
Mark time. Mark. Band halt. Left. Face. Done.
All rise for the national anthem. Anyways, let's welcome our candidates. Kortraction and Hipster Harbinger, welcome. Please take your place, either in front of the table, either side of the table. Right here, right here. Please shake hands. All right. All right. Yes. Very good. All right. Now, let us begin. Now, I will be asking you each a series of questions and keeping time mentally in my head, so it may be a little bit fuzzy, because I only have one phone to reference my notes and the timer. Anyways, let's get to it. But before we begin, there's a big twist. Please, can we get the blindfolds?
Huh?
Each candidate will be blindfolded, so please work to put these on your head. And in front of me, I will reveal the big twist.
This is way too small.
Water, not anything else. We have a decoration of water in front of us, and we will bring forth our two assistants, Fisty Face and Trainer Trevino. Trainer Trevino will be on Hipster's side, and Fisty over here. Now, please, can we, Stenis, can you go into the config and please mute all donation sounds?
Speaking of.
For a donation, it's under config, and it's the first one, it's called volume. Just slide the slider, hit set, you'll be good. For donations of $15 or more, you can take one of these shot glasses of water and throw it in whichever candidate's face you decide on. It could be while they're speaking, it could be while not. But they won't know when it's going to happen. Is this good for you too?
Point of order.
Yes.
This headband is way too small for my head because I have a large head.
Could we get a large hat? That's the right side. All right. The first topic will be on Baja Blast availability. Would you like to begin, Kortraction?
Yes, I would.
Your time begins now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. As of last night, I have heard great news. Baja Blast will be available in Taco Bell, Canada, starting this summer. However, it is still in the works to get it in stores
10 seconds.
in Canada. And another announcement, once it is in stores, they will be available
And
for
that is
only
the end of your
$1.
time. Your time is over. Please respond.
Well, it's interesting because apparently we were negotiating around the same time, but you weren't as good of a negotiator because Baja Blast will be available year-round, everywhere. Everywhere. And that's all I have to say. There's not much more to say there.
Final counterpoint, Kortraction. Your time begins now.
Well, listen here. Sure, you're only talking about the planet Earth. However, you aren't aware that we are on Mars right now. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce that on Mars, it will be available year-round for $1 only.
That is, all right.
May I have a counterpoint?
Sure, why not?
Everywhere is everywhere, and Mars is included in everywhere.
You didn't specify that.
Please don't speak out of order.
It's everywhere. I don't know how I can cover more than everywhere.
And on that, we'd like to move on to our next discussion, which is on PlayStation 4 trophies. Hipster, please begin.
PlayStation 4 trophies are all right, but I believe that some people feel that their trophy collections makes them part of the elite. And I want to speak to the elite and the everyman, the gamer who may not have time to put hours into a video game or hundreds of hours into a video game. I'm for everyone, regardless of what their trophy collection is.
All right. Your counterpoint, Kortraction.
Yes, Hipster, great point. I do respect that. However, we are leaders here. We are running to be a leader here. And in order to be a leader, we need to assert our dominance. I would like to announce, ladies and gentlemen, that I did overhear him saying a couple mornings ago, he does not have a single platinum trophy on his PS4.
Your counterpoint.
My counterpoint is when I was an elite gamer, was playing the Legend of Zelda series, which does not have trophies, I have 100%ed both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess.
A final counterpoint to you, Kortraction.
Dude, those are easy games, baby. Easy games.
Baby game.
I would like to say that I am about 95% through Breath of the Wild right now. And I am...
And you're out of time.
Okay.
Now, Hipster, this question is for you. Please talk about the free metal campaign.
Is that to me?
Yeah.
My turn. Well, Metal is a good friend of mine, and the injustice that has come to him from Twitter as an organization is just upsetting, completely upsetting. And we need to do everything that we can to free Metal from the steel grip of Twitter.
Kortraction, anything you'd like to say about it?
Yes. Metal Ninja Wolf is actually a very good friend of mine. I have actually been talking to him about this whole fiasco with Twitter. And I've made a promise to him. By the end of this marathon, #FreeMetal will be a Triforce level donor, and this should hopefully get Twitter's attention.
Next, I would like to bring up Team Power, which has been suffering a large defeat so far this event. Kortraction, you can begin about Team Power.
Yes. Team Power. This is my team. I am on Team Power as well. What I'd like to say, though, is that Team Power is not getting the respect that it deserves. When I become your future Hokage, I will 100% make sure that Power does get the respect that it deserves.
As we continue for the counterpoint, I'd like to now say that water splashes are now $10, not $15. Please donate $10 and choose either one of them. All right, let's go on to your counterpoint about Team Power.
Well, Team Power hasn't been doing great, that's for sure. But it's kind of interesting, MC. The two of us that are up here are both Team Power, and you're Team Power. So you're putting the most powerful seat in the Zeldathon. We only have the choice of power. What do you have to say about that?
This is true, MC. What do you have to say about that?
Bias?
I'd like to move on to the next question.
You're having us all lose, so people don't think that power...
Where's the gaff tape? Where is the gaff tape?
Where's the gaff tape?
Where is the gaff
I
tape?
will not be silent!
Where's the gaff tape?
The world needs to know!
I can do whatever I want to.
There we go.
And Team Power will thrive under my leadership.
It's all the shit.
It's all a sham!
Talk about the gaff
Where's
tape.
the gaff?
Kortraction, do you want a counterpoint about the gaff tape? Since
Yes, I actually do. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have heard from Hipster Harbinger himself, he is saying that we are running low on gaff tape. Mr. Dark Decay, may you step forward. Please grab the gaff tape bin. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the gaff tape.
That's not enough.
I don't know what's being presented because I'm blindfolded.
I'm assuming it is the gaff tape.
It could be anything. It could be a bucket of water that they're going to splash on us.
However, we do have enough gaff tape. Ow. And this would just be going over budget, and this would be unnecessary spending for
There's
Zeldathon.
never enough gaff.
any last points about the gaff tape?
If the stream goes down because someone pulls something because we don't have enough gaff tape, then there's no stream. Gaff tape is important. So I think that we can spare no expense with the gaff tape.
Why?
Also, I have no idea how much gaff tape we have because I'm blindfolded.
It's time for our last topic of discussion, Eric's mustache. Would you like to state your position, Kortraction?
Of course. I have spoken to Eric after I have brought up his mustache, and we have come to an agreement. If I do get elected as your Hokage, Eric will let me fix up his mustache on stream.
And what does that mean?
You'll look better.
Hipster, do you have a counterpoint?
I do. Eric is his own person, and if we're all to be treated equally here at Zeldathon, he has the choice of how he wants.
There you go.
What he wants to do with his mustache. If he comes to me as president and says, "Hey, Hipster, I'd like to do something about my mustache," I'd be like, "Sure, we'll set up a program to try and help you do something with your mustache and make it look great." But if he doesn't, it won't be forced upon him.
Okay. Do you have any final points? Or do you? Let's do a final open discussion. Any final words to you, Kortraction, to begin?
I just want to say, Mr. Hipster Harbinger.
Well, why don't you? Let's take one step forward. You keep going backwards because you keep getting scared. You're good.
Mr. Hipster Harbinger, I do respect your points. However, once again, the gaff tape. If you do vote me as the Hokage, we will maintain the stock of gaff tape as need be. We will make sure we don't do any over budgeting with the gaff tape. Jiggy, the gaff tape, well, I don't know where you are. The gaff tape, it will be maintained. I swear to you.
Okay.
Final words, Hipster.
I do. First set of words, I'd like to remind everyone that we're having a donation war for Ocarina of Time of no Kage versus pro Kage to try and raise more money for St. Jude. And secondly, Kortraction has been seen several times through the hallways firing upon people in my group, my party, my organization, and these attacks cannot stand. And we're going to deal with this the only way that we can, in the traditional Zeldathon fashion, at the Zeldathon Champion Wrestling Fight Night today. I doubt that there's going to be water there being splashed in our face.
Do you accept this challenge?
We'll see about that.
I don't know. I accept.
Yeah, let's go! Settle in the ring!
On that note, please remove your blindfolds. And for one ceremonial, please splash each other in the face as a sign of competition.
Oh, right in the nose!
Protraction.
Thank you. Please shake hands once more. And we'll see you at the championship. Fight night! Fight night! Leave! Stop! For the gas! That's enough! That's enough! That's enough! Looking for the gas! Ah!
My mother!
I know!
So wet. Hydrate.
No. And now it is... Please stop. It is now time for our analyst from Z-Span for a quick 5-minute analysis of the debate. Where's the sheets towel?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Z-Span. I'm Zach Teeb, joined by Great Scott LP. The LP stands for Likes Politics. Nothing quite like the enthusiasm we bring to the table here.
I am all about this.
Absolutely. And Scott, we saw Kortraction looking to take action, maintain some traction, keep that core attraction, and keep his campaign from experiencing friction that would cause some fraction. And Scott, he did quite well so far.
I think he did. One of the things that did stand out to me was his commanding presence that he took during... Oh, yeah, thank you. I will, thank you.
I didn't offer you anything, but you're welcome.
Ugh. Yeah, that really hits the spot. So I think... that's good.
No kiss.
No good. That one's no good. Right, so I think Kortraction, he came out swinging, but Hipster Harbinger was able to bring up some interesting questions about the validity and nature of the structure of this entire campaign. One of the things that stood out to me quite much was the fact that Kortraction doesn't seem to know what office he's actually running for, does he?
Well, it's interesting. You saw Kortraction doing some things that would generally be seen as frightening. He seemed to think that the office of the president, or the office of the Hokage in this case, was a position of absolute control. He did not appear to respect the checks and balances that are implicit in our system. Now, some people might be interested in that. They might want a stronger executive branch here in the Zeldathon presidential election. But we're not sure what Kortraction is going for exactly. What is your opinion on that after some historical analysis?
Well, I'll be quite honest. I wasn't paying attention to a word you said. This is really good.
It's really great water. Great water.
It's fantastic. Here,
Yes,
here,
absolutely.
Have some more.
What?
Sadly, I think we're out of water.
Okay, good. Now back to the analysis. So, that was definitely, well, we're out of water, but you could say that was definitely a very dry debate, as there was a lot of hard friction between the two contestants in our presidential election.
Indeed, sparks were flying. Sparks were flying. I think one of the things that particularly stood out to me about Hipster Harbinger was the fact that he had a shark on his head.
He did.
Backwards.
He did.
I thought that was an issue that wasn't touched on enough by Kortraction during the debate. That's something that he's going to have to answer for later on as the election continues to heat up.
You saw Hipster go for those biting approaches on Kortraction, perhaps influenced by the fact that there was a shark literally eating his brain at the time. Now, obviously, you want someone who is mentally healthy in your office, and if if Hipster Harbinger is being actively eaten by a shark, it has caused some in the media to question his validity as a presidential candidate.
That's true. And, unfortunately, just because, once again, Kortraction just has no idea what office he's running for. He keeps saying something about a Hokage, and the long and storied tradition of the Zeldathon presidency, stretching back one term in office. I just don't know if he's ready for such a heavy responsibility.
This is
Neither
true.
of these candidates seem to be ready to take on the office.
Well, both these candidates are attacking deep on issues. You saw the debate over where Baja Blast would be legalized. We went from Earth to Mars to apparently the entire expanse of the universe.
No,
It is-
not even just that.
Everywhere.
That's all-encompassing. All periods of time and space. I just don't see where the budget for that sort of thing exists.
Well, we appear to have expanded past the realm of politics and gone to the realm of metaphysics. It seems that these candidates are trying to determine the exact existence of everything. This is definitely very ambitious stuff from two candidates who are a bit new to the political sphere, but perhaps they have physical experience that we do not know about. And we look forward to seeing where that goes from here, Scott.
Indeed. If only Socrates were still alive to guide us through the metaphysical lessons of this election.
Right. But fortunately, we have Super MC Gamer, noted theoretical physicist himself, approaching the stage at this very moment.
Please, enlighten us.
I've been doing analysis of both physical and non-physical. Please don't. I have determined the chemical known as hydrogen to oxygen
Oh, I know that
is
one.
very wet. And on that, I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. It is polling day, my dudes. So let us begin with our national anthem. Everybody, please rise for the people.
March! Left, 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 right. March time, march. Then, halt. Left, hey! Instruments. Left, face. Forward, arch. Left, left.
Thank you all. Touching melody every time. So everyone, you may be seated. Well, welcome back, everyone. Anyways, let's get to how it's going to work. Everyone is entitled to a vote at Zeldathon. All these attendees. However, as per Zeldathon tradition, not only do our attendees get a chance to vote, but so do you. When you make a donation, you can choose who you would like to be Zeldathon President. Anyways, on that note, please let's bring forth Hipster Harbinger and Kortraction for their first votes and a handshake of good faith. Would you like to begin with your vote?
I'd like a little bit of space in my voting booth.
Respect the privacy. It is now your turn. Please proceed. And everyone, please make your donations. And remember, every donation is one vote. However, we'll do our best to make sure if you're spamming yourself over and over and over and over and over again, that we remove these political corruptions within. It's usually forename, K-O-R-T, but...
It's a lot of letters.
Is the game muted? It's very scary.
It's very dramatic.
Thank you. And on that note, we will return to the game while everyone comes in and makes their vote, and you at home make your vote. So make sure you donate right now to donate.zeldathon.net, make a donation to St. Jude, and choose who you would like to be a presidential candidate. I'll make my vote, and everybody else will do so. Let's return to the game, and polls close at 2:45 p.m. All right, 2:45. See you then. I want to thank you all for another excellent Zeldathon presidential election. Now, once the votes are read, the person will be voted out and be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. What? No, wrong? Oh.
Wrong, yeah.
I've been informed.
No, it's final council, remember? You're looking for the
Oh, we're voting for a winner. Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. Anyways, the votes have been tabulated thanks to you guys at home, your donations. You all made an extreme impact in this race. If the viewers at home did not vote, we would have a different president.
Ooh.
But before we welcome back our candidates for the big finale here, I want to give thanks to Fernando, Yeti, and Pikachu for their good showings, each earning at least 6 votes. Congratulations to all three of you.
I choose myself.
So let's please welcome Kortraction and Hipster for the reading of the votes. If you have a hidden immunity idol and you wish to play it, now would be the time to do so.
I left it in my hotel room.
Too bad.
Stone monkey.
All right. Any votes for both of them will count. The vote count is 18 to 24.
Ooh.
And your Zeldathon president is Hipster Harbinger! Sorry. It was a very close battle, very close battle.
Hipster Harbinger.
Congratulations. You can go.
Where's Eric?
Try
Where's
to
Eric? We can tell him his beard's safe.
see you marathon like 27 or something for your second try. Please place your right hand on the Historia and repeat after me. I, Hipster Harbinger, do solemnly take the role of Zeldathon President.
Do solemnly take the role of Zeldathon President.
And all the responsibilities.
And all the responsibilities.
And memes.
That
come with it.
it.
Congratulations, Zeldathon President. Hipster Harbinger, would you like to say a few words?
I can't thank the chat enough. I would not be here if it weren't for you. You make this marathon. You are the reason that we are here, and we love you all. Good night, and God bless Zeldathon.
Next marathon, there will be a revolution.